Brought to you by Hip Gear Accessories.
Hey, how you doing? I'm talking about High Heat Baseball 2002 for the Game Boy Advance. Graphically, it looks pretty cool. There's some 3D characters, and it has all the Major League stadiums and all the players and stuff. One of the problems is that every single player is a skinny white guy. So, like, Sammy Sosa or Barry Bonds will be up there, and it's just like a skinny white guy. Everybody bats the same, all the pitchers pitch the same. The basic stuff isn't in there. For example, if you're batting, you actually have to push a button for the opposing pitcher to pitch the ball. And then also when you're on defense, you have to pitch the ball back to the pitcher every time. But there's season mode in the playoffs, and they have home run derby and things like that. Sound in this is really good. There's actually crowd cheers and the crack of the bat. It's a good place to start. Still a long way to go, though. I give it a 6.5 out of 10. Thanks. Goodbye.
Reviews on the Run is brought to you by Microplay. What a perfect day to take our plasma screen out to the park and talk about video games. Now, what'd you think of Pikmin for the GameCube?
Well, I tell you, Pikmin had a lot to live up to. I mean, this was Shigeru Miyamoto, the guy who created Donkey Kong and Mario and Zelda and Star Fox and all these great games. So this is his launch game, really.
When he puts his name on a game, you expect a lot out of that game.
It didn't live up to my expectations.
Well, you know what? You got to commend the guy for going into a different direction. At least he's not just following up with another variation on the same themes that he's done in the past. This is an entirely different game. So Captain Olimar needs to cultivate these Pikmin and watch them grow and pop them out of the ground because he needs them for the objectives in the game, like moving giant rocks out of the way or busting down into new areas.
I mean, to me, it just seems like Pikmin is like a little sub-game or a mini-game for a much larger game, you know?
I can see where you're going. I think there could have been a little more diversity in the game, but there are little surprises along the way, and it is fun to sort of unravel this mystery because you really don't know what this thing is all about at the beginning.
Lots of reading, too.
The story is told through reading instead of through some little CG cinematics.
This is a problem I have with the GameCube is, you know, there's no great cinematics. There's no great storytelling. You know, just put some text on, they'll read it.
This game is unique, and so far on the GameCube, it is the most original title, and I think if you're open to a new experience on the GameCube, you're going to enjoy this game a lot. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.
5.5.
You're brutal.
And that's just, I mean, there's just nothing I could find redeemable. I just didn't have fun at all.
An example of someone who's not open. EGM agrees with me and gives Pikmin an average score of 8. What do you think about Jak and Daxter?
Yeah, I mean, Naughty Dog, these are the guys who did Crash Bandicoot.
Right.
And these guys have got to be one of the best console developers in North America now.
These guys know platform gaming, and what they've tried to do here is incorporate the best stuff from like a Mario-type game and a Zelda-type game and a Crash game and a Crash game all into one. It's huge. The best feature about this game is that there's no loading. You just keep traveling through this enormous island. There's all these different levels and different areas that you have to traverse and baddies that you have to beat up on.
To me, it was like playing an interactive cartoon. So, you know, the graphics aren't, you know, amazingly realistic type.
No.
But they're very great for what they are.
Remember all the parts of Crash Bandicoot that you could see alongside of the
that
sort of...
you wish you could go into.
Now you can. Now you can jump off the track and go and see anything that you want to see.
There's lots of missions, too. You go up to somebody's house in the village, and they say, look, if you can help me do this, then I'll give you something that'll help you get that. So it's a very non-linear game. How about that flying machine thing?
Yeah, the Zoomer.
You actually get on a flying machine.
The Zoomer is really cool. It's sort of an extension of Crash Team Racing, but they give you a sort of a hover plane that can fly really fast and jump over these the different areas in the game. And you need to get onto your Zoomer to cross the volcano area.
The amazing thing is that the controls are very easy to pick up.
One of my favorite games of the year. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Naughty Dog nails it again. This is a great game.
I give it a 9.
EGM gives the game an average score of 8. So what do you think of Crash Bandicoot on the PlayStation 2?
Yeah, you know, I mean, I always loved Crash Bandicoot. It's a simple game. You run, you jump, you know where you're supposed to go. You collect things to get a free life. It's simplicity at its finest. I love it. But I'll be honest with you. Crash Bandicoot on the PlayStation, the original PlayStation, was such a beautiful game that, you know, I get it on the PlayStation 2, and the graphics, to me, just in looking at it, they don't seem that updated.
No, if you saw them side by side, I think you'd be hard-pressed to pick out which is PlayStation 1 and which is PlayStation 2.
Yeah. The first level, you're on the track.
The second level, you're this big marble going, you know, down this awesome bamboo chute.
Which reminds you of Super Monkey Ball. Or Marble Madness.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
So it's not just Crash running, jumping on crates, but it's that plus a lot more. There's
one thing that Crash does have going for it now on the PlayStation 2 is that there aren't a whole bunch of platform-style games for the system yet.
Right.
Give it a year, and there will be. So I hope that if they are working on another version of Crash, they're coming up with a whole bunch of new ideas.
I agree with you 100%, because Crash is still on those tracks. And, you know, after playing a game like Jak and Daxter, you want to be able to go every place, and Crash doesn't give us that.
I think Traveler's Tales, though, the guys that developed this game, should be commended, because Naughty Dog didn't have anything to do with this game.
Yeah, they picked it up, and they
really
did a good job.
Like
the next version.
I like Crash Bandicoot on PlayStation 2, but I wasn't really impressed by anything new. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10.
I love the graphics. It's simple. It gave me some new stuff. I give it an 8.5.
EGM didn't like Crash on PlayStation 2 at all. 4.5 out of 10.
Okay, let's talk about Project Gotham Racing on the Xbox. What'd you think of that?
Now there's a great racing game that blew me away. I mean, I didn't know what to expect going into it, but I tell you what, it looks better than Gran Turismo 3.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, Gran Turismo 3...
I didn't think I'd be able to say that.
It just came out like a few months ago, and already it's been surpassed by another beautiful-looking racing game.
And you know what these guys did great is they got all the best cars. Gran Turismo 3 has, like, you know, 100 cars in it.
Got your
but
mom's
who cares
car
about Hondas and... this has all the cool cars, the Ferraris, the Porsches, the Toyota MR2s, the Audis, the Aston Martins.
Cars get damaged as well, which is a big deal.
This is cool.
Yeah. But on top of all that, at the root of this game is a very, very solid engine, and you do feel like you are connected to the road. The power slides are amazing. I mean, it really feels like you're taking those corners.
The AI, I thought, was really good on all the other cars. It's not one of these racing games where it's freaking impossible to end up in first place.
You win stuff in the game by the more kudos that you do, and you pull those kudos off by doing power slides and cool overtake moves and stuff.
Right.
Amazing game for the Xbox. Loved it. If you like racing games, you're going to love this game. 9 out of 10.
I give it a 9 also.
Great game.
Hope to see more tracks next time.
Yes.
EGM gives the game an average score of 8.5.
I can't believe you gave Pikmin an 8. I really don't.
What's wrong? I like Pikmin. Pikmin's cool.
So the little red creatures with flowers sticking out of their heads.
I think it's a unique idea. You're trying to stack up everything Miyamoto has done, like Donkey Kong and Zelda against. He's got to come up with new stuff.
Do you think this looks good?
That does not look good.
No, so that's what I'm saying.
Maybe you're right.
All right.
Yeah.
Here's a recap on our reviews, including scores from Electronic Gaming Monthly. Visit our website at www.electplay.com, or if you're mobile, wap.electplay.com.
Can you believe the show's already over?
Yeah, our half hour's up.
You know, we really got to talk to somebody and see if we can't stretch out a half hour a little longer.
Oh, I'll get on that now.
Production assistance for Electric Playground is provided by Microplay. You can purchase any of the games featured in Electric Playground